All right, folks. I'm starting off just a touch early because I wanted to say something like a preamble. If anybody is a fan of this guy, Clyde Do Something, and I like him, he gives really good information about Canadian politics and what's going on. But if anybody is a fan of him, please tweet or share or email him or whatever if you have any way of contacting him. This video that I'm doing right now. Oh, I just slipped up as I was speaking, and that's ironic because I wanted to say something. It really got on my nerves in his last video. He does an awful lot of reading stuff, which is fine. But oh my god, buddy, you're not the best at reading on camera, eh? Like saying Charleston instead of Carlton when you know you're talking about Ottawa. That's just one example. He does that repeatedly. He too frequently messes up when he's reading, and it kind of takes you out of it. And hey, nobody's perfect. James, look at your camera. Look at how the lighting is all fucking crazy. I know, but that would cost money for me to fix that, to get a better camera. Something that's free that you can do, Mr. Clyde Do Something. You need to do vocal exercises before you do your videos, okay? Now, I have to admit, sometimes I don't always do them, but when I do them, and I have this page of vocal exercises, of sounds and things that I should do before I do a live stream or a video to warm up the embouchure, the tongue, the muscles in the lower part of your face, okay? Because when there's a tool that you're using, the better you are with that tool, the less you're thinking about that tool, the less it's, the more transparent it becomes. Like a carpenter with a hammer. They use it so damn often they don't even think about using it. And this guy may be thinking, James, I don't think about talking. You must be thinking about talking because you constantly have to correct yourself. So let me try to read this thing. Here, let me see if we can do this together.
Itself cited previous research argues that the impact, a critical driving assumption of the model, is conflicts of interest, probably. I'm assuming based on what I just
read. Anyways, let me read it. At the same time, leading experts continue to sound a pessimistic note. A recent paper co-authored by David Fishman, a former member of the Ontario Science Table and well-known advocate of vaccine mandates, ran a calibrated mathematical model and concluded that vaccine mandates make sense because they reduce the transmission of the virus under some baseline assumptions. Now, can I find where he starts reading it?
Note. Recent paper co-authored by David Fishman, a former member of the Ontario Science Table and well-known advocate of vaccine mandates, who has conflicts of interest, probably, I'm assuming, based on what I just read, ran a calibrated mathematical model that concluded...
That's excusable because he digressed to add kind of like a footnote, so he nearly said something other than calibrated. Okay, anyways, I'm probably not going to find a good example, but if you've watched this guy, I'm sure you know what I mean. When he's reading stuff out, he fucks up too many times for comfort. And I get it. He's not like me. He doesn't do a lot of silly voices or whatever. That's not his wheelhouse. But you gotta get at least somewhat in that wheelhouse if you're gonna be a YouTuber at all. You have to master your voice. Especially if you're gonna be reading stuff off of the screen. So look up vocal exercises, look up narration tactics, narration warm-ups, and stuff like that. It makes a world of difference. Okay, Mr. Possum, thanks for your unsolicited advice. Hey, I'm just trying to help out a fellow Canadian YouTuber, because I want to see him do well. Fuck, he's doing a lot better than I am. 81,000 subscribers. Well, I'd like to see him do even better. Okay?
Concluded that vaccine mandates make sense because they reduced the transmission of the virus under some baseline assumptions. A critical driving assumption of the model that the vaccinated are significantly less likely than the unvaccinated.
Where's the part where he says Charleston instead of Carlton when he knows he's talking about Ottawa? Anyways, I don't want to pick on the guy. Look up narration warm-up. Look up... Look, so I brought mine out of the bathroom. I keep it in a plastic bag because one of the best places I find to do these vocal warm-ups is in the shower. It's all warm, you're all comfy and wet, and there's some measure of privacy, hopefully. And then, do 10 big yawns. Try to go deeper. Open your mouth wider with everyone. Lip trills. Trills. Tongue trills. And then we go to Badaga Padaga Bodago Podago Budago Pudago Bidi Pidi Bedi Bedi Banata Zamon Lodo Zomun Luthu Zumini I hope not. Anyways, enough. I'm sure it drives my fucking neighbors nuts. But every time I do that before doing a live stream or a video, it's always noticeably better. There's this checklist of things that I have to make to be sure to do. But then again, sometimes I just want to go balls to the wall and just start recording something, as so often happens. But anyways, if you want to be at the top of your game, you got to do what you got to do. All right? Anyways, so what are people saying here? Weren't Birkenstocks the hippie sandals of the 60s and 70s? Let me educate you, sir. Well, they were. That's true, and they still are. But the thing about Birkenstocks is because the soles are a thick layer of cork. This is the same principle behind the famous, much celebrated amongst those of us who really care about footwear. And let me just clarify something. If you have joint problems, as I do, because I have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, and if you have back problems, interconnected, and if you have fallen arches, I love that wording, fallen arches. Hey, my arches didn't fall. I was born with duck flat feet. Like when I walk barefoot on the floor, it's like slip, 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 slap, slap. When you have problems like that, it's shocking. It is life-changing when you get an actual good pair of shoes that are good for those problems. Dr. Martens boots. Hey, made by a German doctor, become a fashion thing, become associated with British subcultures. But no, they're made by a doctor because the way they're designed it's so life-changing. You're getting rid of back pain, ankle pain, knee pain when you wear the old school proper Dr. Martens boots. Now, Ideally, I would have the $500 or $600 that it costs to get orthotics, but I don't, and that's not covered by the oh-so-wonderful Canadian healthcare system. It's not covered. Even though without orthotics, my sciatica acts up, my sacroiliitis acts up, my knees click, my ankles pop. Pain upon pain upon pain. Anyways, cork soles. After you've broken them in, walked in them for a while, they conform to the natural shape of your foot, just like orthotics. Much cheaper to buy 160 after taxes in Canada. 160 pair of the baseline cheapest Birkenstocks. Much cheaper to buy those than to spend the $500 or $600 on orthotics. That's why I'm begging for them, because my sciatica has been killing me the past couple days. And you can see in the chat that Dan Quilty dropped in, and earlier he mentioned to me, hey, James, you should do glute bridges. Yeah, I know, I do. Well, I have been for the past 2 days, and I have many times in the past, because I know glute bridges on the physio ball helps my sciatica. I know. When you make a list of all the things that you should be doing every day, if you've got medical problems, if you make a list of all the things, and if you have ADHD, if you make a list of all the things that you should be doing to mitigate those conditions, the list gets so long that you no longer have any time in the day to do anything else. Maybe that's a bit of an exaggeration, but so I know I should be doing Pilates, I know I should be doing those glute bridges and other exercises on the physio ball, but unfortunately, I sit on my ass a lot trying to make it as a YouTuber, and I fall out of those good habits, sciatica flares up, yada yada yada. It sucks. Anyways. Dr. Martens boots, yeah. Alright, let me see. It'd probably be better if I just go ahead and found... Okay, I have a playlist that I made about... I'll find the actual video for you. Oh my god, let's go deep, deep, deep down the rabbit hole. Deep, deep, deep into James's playlists. Yeah, yeah. How do I even do that? Live streaming. Little Carpenter Brute. Okay, playlists. Playlist. Now, which playlist would I have put that video in? Petticoat Junction, Canticle for Leibowitz, BBC Radio, Jeeves and Wooster, BBC Comedy. No, playlist that I've made. Thank you very much. No, that's not the right one. That's not the right one. Yeah, playlist that I've created. Let me see if I can find that for you. Who asked me for that? Was that Jesus? Yeah, Jesus. Good to see you as always, Jesus, and Faye, and Christian, and all my goodly, goodly friends. Yahoo, didgeridoo, Blinky Bill, and all his crew. Oh, I've never asked. Usually I ask if there's any technical difficulties, guys. Is the audio okay? Is the video okay? Is everything okay? Is everything alright? You alright? You okay? Just let me know if there's any, technical difficulties. But anyways, let's hunt that down for Jesus Gonzalez. You see why I don't want my YouTube channel to get deleted if I lost all of these playlists that I've built up over the years? Anyways, Dune memes, old news, vocal warmers. But that's not where I put it, though. That's newer. Swim passion, stunts. Listen later, choose life, skag boy. Health hacks, COVID, art, a little paranoid, narrating. Ah, here we go. We are now on the trail. We are on the trail. We're almost there, Jesus. Microphones and mic. I should be able to recognize it from the thumbnail. Worried about vocal damage, how to strengthen your diaphragm. Oh my god, I don't think it's here. Accent expert gives a tour of North American accents, British accents, audio. Oh my god, it's not here. All right, we shall continue upon our quest, goodly sirs. Let's see here. Vocal warm. Come on, YouTube, put it near the top of the results, because I know I commented on it. I commented that when I do these exercises, my cat looks at me like, well, I guess James has finally cracked. I wonder who's gonna feed me now. Fuck. Okay, alright, okay. You know what, Jesus? Let's do it your way. Let's do it your way, Jesus. Yeah, I keep this in the bathroom so I can reach for it in the shower. James, move your fucking fingers, man. Do 10 big yawns, do 3 to 4 lip trills, 3 to 4 tongue trills, and then read out these fucking sounds, okay? Actually, you know what? I compiled this from 2 different videos anyways, so... Oh my god. Oh my god, James. Could you be more fucking useless? Oh my god. There we go. And as you're going, you try to go deeper and open up your embouchure and enunciate, over pronunciate, and try to go deeper and deeper. And even if you're a woman, James, I'm a lady. I don't want to have a deep voice. Doesn't matter. Remember, it's like having your audio levels just low enough, just high enough that it's audible. Because then you have somewhere to go. I don't know if that's a good analogy how I'm explaining it, but it's always best to start off low. Because as you speak more and more, and as you get more tense and stressed out and anxious, we all naturally do as we're giving a speech and talking in front of a group of people or whatever, your voice always naturally goes up. Your voice is at the highest at the end of the day. And again, a woman might think, oh, that's fine. I'm a lady. My voice can be high. I don't see the problem. No, there's a difference between having, a lady-like high voice and being fucking shrill. Okay? So you always want to try to go down. I did a video explaining a lot of this stuff quite some time ago. I don't even know if it's still on my channel. Who knows anymore? Yeah, yeah. See, when you do those warm-ups, all of a sudden your voice becomes more of something to have fun with, something that you can have fun with, and less of something that you're struggling to use, just like any tool. And I don't see it here. But why did I delete it? Maybe I just, well, yeah, I probably deleted it just because I wanted to update it. So I should do a second. I should do another tutorial video about the different things that you can do in order to warm up your voice, in order to become more gymnastic with your embouchure, your lips, your tongue, your throat, whatever. Because it's a good skill to have. It's a good skill to have. Sonny Jim. All right. Enough of that. You're talking shop, James. Hey, at least I'm not talking shop about the YouTube algorithm, okay? You've all got a voice, I think. I hope. Oh my god. Anyways. Toblerone. What? Have I looked at Crocs, bro? When I discovered Crocs, when I started wearing Crocs around the house, and all of a sudden, like, my back pain went from being 8 or 9 throughout the course of the day to going down to like 4 or 5, depending on what I was doing. Yeah. Crocs, this, what's this material called? I think it's high density something or other. It is similar to the cork in the much celebrated Goodyear welt and in the much celebrated Birkenstocks. Yeah, it's a similar kind of thing, but cork is better. It's more durable. Now, the break-in time for cork, like in Birkenstocks and Goodyear welted boots and shoes, it's a bit longer, but it's much better. So yes, in answer to your query, goodly sir, Toblerone W nuts? Toblerone nuts? No, Toblerone nuts. Yes, I love Crocs, buddy. Love them. As long as they're the classic Crocs. I made the mistake of buying some fancy schmancy looking Crocs off the Croc website a couple years ago, and they fucked it up. It's like, yo, don't broke it if it ain't fixed. Don't fix it if it ain't broke. You got to tell that to so many shoemakers and car makers. So there's so many products out there that are successful because they got it right. And then they'd start trying to innovate, and they fuck it up. Because I got these other Crocs. I thought they looked cool, man. They were like dark brown on the bottom and like tan on the top. But that dark brown part, the sole, was some hard-ass fucked up plastic. And I actually fell down wearing them. Okay, one time I was drunk, but another time I wasn't. They fucked it up. They tried to innovate and they just screwed up. It's like, don't use me as your fucking lab mouse, you assholes. Don't put shit like that out on the market. And then, what's funny? I went to visit my stepdad and step-uncle down the street. I brought those Crocs over to wear around their place, but I forgot them over there. And so my uncle commandeered them. And I'm like, okay, uncle, you can have them, keep them, whatever. And then he started falling down. It is hard to believe, man. For people that have excellent mobility, for people that don't really have any mobility or joint or back or whatever issues, all of this sounds like, what are you talking about? Shoes are shoes. Like, some people can buy like shit from the dollar store and it's fine. But when you have issues, what a profound difference footwear quality makes. Yeah, Crocs, classic proper Crocs, amazing. Classic proper Doc Martens, amazing. Again, they've changed things up, and that's mainly to do with money and whatnot. And according to all my research, Birkenstocks, and that's why I'm here e-begging for Birkenstocks for you guys. I mentioned that at the end of yesterday's video, and it's wonderful. I'm not going to name names, but 2 people already sent me $20 donations to go towards this Birkenstock fund. So I'm about a quarter of the way there, because after taxes and whatnot, the bog standard base model of Birkenstocks are about $160. So guys, I hate to do this. I'm just being an overt fucking e-beggar right now. I'm sorry, but I don't know what else to do. Spring, proper spring, is almost here. And I need to be getting up off my ass and just getting out there and just, walking. And if I'm having those cork insoled Birkenstocks is going to make that something less painful and more reasonable for me to be doing, then I strongly implore you, please consider sending Mr. Pawson $20. Because if I get, if I get several more donations like that, then I can get them, and that would be awesome. Anyways, all right, James, enough e-begging. Can you get on to some proper fucking content? Yeah, all right, let's do that. Well, let's get caught up on the chat if we can. It's not really possible, probably, but yes, Christian, Crocs are one of the good ones. Crocs, the proper Crocs, proper Dr. Martens, and proper New Balance. But they wear out fast. I bought some New Balance sneaker type things to wear around as I'm walking in those 4 precious months of warm weather that we have in Elliott Lake. But I bought those 2 years ago and they're worn out. So that's why I'm putting my hand out for the Crocs. Anyways, enough about that. Jesus Gonzalez, I have a stand-up desk in my living room. You've probably seen it. Well, it's tables that I've stacked one upon the other, but I do have something like a stand-up desk where I keep my agenda and my logbook and everything. It would be better to have a stand-up desk here where we are right now in my studio. I haven't figured out how to do that, but you're right. Stand-up desks are another great thing. Yes, Jesus, yes. Hey, Toblerone, I enjoy some hummus with some crudite. I'm joking. Crudité. Crudité with some nice garlicky hummus. It's been a while since I had that. Yeah, it's nice, yeah. Audio is okay. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you for saying so. Play the Sultans of Swing. I gotta be really careful about getting copyright strikes. No, sorry. Copyright claims. I've been getting a lot of copyright claims on my live streams. Because as I'm drinking and chatting and I get all energetic and I want to hear music and then I start playing stuff and I don't want to deal with that shit because it kind of sucks. Because it means the record label that actually owns the music can then run ads on my video and keep the money. Which is bullshit. Anyway, I don't want to, that's talking shop that I don't want to go into. Never mind. Hey, Jesus. I tried Crepe Soles and no. That made my sciatica worse. Well, the story with that is I found these beautiful Tommy Hilfiger dress shoes with square toes at a thrift store in Montreal, and they were so gorgeous. But as I was wearing them, they just were so uncomfortable. And idiotically, because I was working 3 jobs at the time, I spent like $70 at the cobbler. Like, I brought them to the cobbler close to my house in Montreal. I'm like, hey man, can you resole these? Because they're really uncomfortable. He's like, well, no, but the most comfortable soles would be crepes, but do you really want to put crepe soles on these shoes that you found? Right? I told him I found these at the thrift store, but they were like brand new. And I'm like, crepes? I've never heard of that. And he explained to me what crepe soles are. And I'm like, yeah, let's do it. He was like, are you sure, sir? Are you certain? It's very expensive for me to put crepe soles on these shoes. Are you sure? I'm like, yeah, let's go for it. I'll spend a bit of extra money if it means my feet hurt less, because that means my ankles hurt less, and the knee bone's connected to a thigh bone, and you know what I mean? It means my whole body hurts less. So I got those crepe soles put on those Tommy Hilfiger dress shoes, and they still sucked. They actually gave me sciatica wearing them. I don't know if that's maybe because of the hard, stiff leather of the upper of the shoe. I don't know what went wrong with that, but as with so many things that I really treasured, I ended up abandoning it. I don't really treasure those, but as with so many things that cost me money, I ended up abandoning those when I moved away from Montreal. So that was a bad experience that I had with crepe soles. And I don't know that they have really good traction on ice, and that's another thing that we have to think about, that I have to think about living in the extremely hilly place that I live. Elliott Lake, where when you go out to do something and come back home, somehow you end up walking uphill both ways. That's not even a joke. somehow you end up walking uphill both ways. And in the winter, you need to look at that, right? So I'm not sure. I don't think crip soles are good on ice. I don't know. I never tried them, but didn't think we'd end up doing a big cobbler shoe related video. But then again, look at the name of the video, right? You know, oh my God, guys, I hate this, but I gotta pee. I hate just abandoning you guys, leaving you guys to your own devices while I go and relieve myself. Oh. But you know what I could do, though? You know something that I could do? Might be a little bit fun for you. Oh my God, sorry. Sorry. It's a bit loud. Alright, be right back. Sorry about that. When I started playing that, it was too long, and I can see that it was, too loud, and I can see that it was too loud because of these special little things called VU meters. I can see that my voice is staying in the yellow and not going past into the red. Why am I bringing that up? Because that's another tip that I want to share with other aspiring Canadian YouTubers. There's another Canadian YouTuber, aside from Clyde Do Something, that I was thinking about today. I was playing one of this guy's videos, and I'm sure a lot of you guys know this dude because he came to prominence during the trucker convoy. And I like his channel. He's a young guy. It's always really nice to see a young person getting red-pilled and waking up to politics. He's been in the military most of his life, his young life. And I like his content. You know, sometimes it's a little bit terse and clickbaity, but that's fine. That's actually a sensible thing to be doing. Mr. Sunshine Baby. I was watching one of his videos earlier today, and I got up to pee. I didn't stop the video. And then all of a sudden, I'm in the bathroom, just racket, noise, chaos. At the end of his video, he's got like an outro. I don't know if this is all of his videos, but at the end of some of his videos, he's got an outro, and it is way too loud. There are so many YouTubers that need to understand that you need to spend at least a little bit of time paying attention to your audio levels. If you're talking and your view meter is mainly in the yellow, that's great. But then when you edit in your outro in whatever video editing software it is that you use, and it's in the red, you need to turn that shit down. His outro was so fucking loud compared to his normal speaking voice. I came running out, I turned it down, and then my cat is like... And then he got up and puked. He got up, he ran right here under this desk, because this is the carpeted room, and he puked. Let's not go into the fucking mental problems my cat has. He's got a lot of anxiety. That pissed me off. Okay, buddy, you've got 223,000 subscribers. Up your game. Just a little bit. Okay, I'm not mad. You know, I like the guy. He's great. This is friendly advice. If anybody talks to this guy, you have him on Twitter, could you just mention to him, hey, buddy, you need to turn the audio level either down on your outro or up when you're talking. It's called mixing and mastering, you know. Anyway, all right, James. You said you don't like to talk shop. Meanwhile, you do it all fucking time. All right. Hey, Amel. Thanks for sending me a Canadian Tire gift card. Well, you know I use that for my soda stream. Unfortunately, I can't put that towards the Crocs. But hey, everything counts. I so appreciate that, Nicola. No, Nicola, it's fine if people send donations to my PayPal. It's fine. Just given some things going on with me, not really with me, but with, I don't want to go into details. Nicola, don't worry about that. It's fine. If people want to send donations, go ahead and use PayPal. It's fine. It's just a matter of me budgeting and understanding who's sticking their hands in my fucking pocket. You know. Anyways, April has been a particularly rough month because March was a good month. I don't want to go into details, Nicola. I don't, you know. So, anyways. Hey, the Monarch King. Oh, you missed quite a bit, actually, but that's fine. That's fine. You ever hear that song, Uphill All the Way? I can't even sing it. It was in some 80s movie, but there's this song where the chorus is uphill all the way. It's got kind of like a country and western vibe. And even as a kid, I'm like, wait, is that good or bad? Uphill all the way. That sounds bad. But I think it's supposed to mean like good, like, you know, and never mind. What are bunions? Are bunions the things that happen on my foot that I need to like sand off occasionally with a pumice stone? What are bunions? Oh, no. Thank God I don't get... I wonder if that's something that more affects people that actually have arches in their feet, because I've never had that issue. Yeah, no, not that. Not that. Thank goodness. No. Supposed to be genetic, but don't remember anyone in my family had them. Oh, lots of flat feet, though. Oh, okay. Anyways. Toblerone, YouTube is bad for what? The audio levels going up? That's one of the problems with YouTube poop, right? Like, I'm forced to use headphones because my neighbors can hear fucking everything that I'm saying right now. So I'm forced to use headphones. And then if you click on, like, a YouTube poop or something, oh my god. That's part of the joke, bro, of YouTube poops, is that the audio levels are all over the place. Yo, man. Like, oh... you will literally damage your ear. Like, literally fucking do grievous harm to your hearing. And it's such a simple thing to fix. YouTube puts all of this time and energy into throttling, into shadow banning, into censorship, and they can't put a simple audio normalization algorithm into the videos? It's the simplest fucking thing in the world. It's called normalization. If you use Audacity or any program where you're working with audio, there's always this option to normalize audio. That means it compresses, it turns down the volume on things that are too loud and turns things up that are too, you know, it normalizes the audio, you know, it's self-explanatory. It would be such an easy thing for YouTube. Whenever I upload a video, it's checking for copyright issues, it's checking for plagiarism, it's checking for hate speech. They don't actually tell you that's what they're doing, but they're doing that. You can't check for audio that might make somebody deaf if they're listening with headphones. The fuck you can't, YouTube. The fuck you can't. Anyways. Hey, Zeus. I guess we don't know each other that long. I fucking hate rap and hip-hop, dude. I hate it. Growing up in the projects, dealing with them homies and all the fucking their shit fucking attitude anytime I come to the basketball court, I don't want to go into it. And I just don't like it. I've never liked it. Except for Ready or Not, Here I Come, You Can't Hide. I'm gonna find you and take it. And then I realized the only reason I really liked that Fuji song is because they stole a loop from Enya. Enya sued them, settled out of court, that from Boadicea or Boadicea or Boadicea or however you pronounce it if you're Celtic. That's a pronunciation that I never fucking mastered. Celtic Irish pronunciation. Anyways. I caught that when I was a kid in the 90s. The Fugees were performing live at the MTV Euro Awards. And I was about to change the channel, but then I heard that. And then all of a sudden Lauryn Hill was ready or not, here I... But it was so frenetic and so energetic, and it was such a fucking great performance. I forevermore love that fucking song, and that performance is on YouTube. I won't bother looking it up because I'll get a copyright strike, or copyright claim, sorry. That's the only hip-hop song, really, that I can think of. Oh, I do like Eminem's Rap God. And that's funny, Jesus. You know why I like Eminem's Rap God? Because it's... Let me just get off of... I think you can tell why I like Eminem's Rap God. That fast rapping, how that kind of is related to these vocal gymnastics things that I like to do. It's related, you know what I mean? Because, you know, I think I was showing a playlist on all my different playlists. But, there was these playlists, a playlist that I have of things that I planned to listen to. When I comprised this playlist of things that I planned to listen to in order to inspire me to use my voice to its fullest extent. This tool that's built right into you and me, good friends. As a little kid walking to and from grade school in Toronto, probably shouldn't have been walking to and from grade school in that fucking neighborhood. But I used to just walk down the street talking to myself. My own voice was my own best friend for a long time. Still is. Fuck it. Still is. Still is. I went off on this rant in the last live stream about it's fucked up to me that some people think that it's fucked up to do self-talk. There's nothing remotely unhealthy or abhorrent or strange about talking to yourself. Nothing. There's nothing strange about it. Unless you truly believe you're talking to someone else, now we're getting into some split personality schizo shit. Anyways, but these created playlists. I made this playlist. Is it private? I think it's public. Do memes vocal warmers. Oh, it's unlisted. Here's some bonus content only for people watching right now. What do I have in here? Right, the monologue from, what was his name? Jimmy, from David Thewlis's character in Naked. There will be blood. I'm an oil man. I think you'll agree with me when I say... okay, alright, okay. I also like Cockney rap. I like Cockney rap, okay? Jesus? Was that Jesus telling me to listen to rap? Fuck, I really want to play this now. Alright, I'm gonna get a copyright claim. Hopefully not a strike. No. Let me try to avoid getting a claim by only playing small snippets of this. No, we gotta hear fucking voice, man. The lyrics, the lyrical science of fucking Cockney rap from the streets, yo.
Beats riding high with the beats in the sky. All stare, eyes glazed. Garage burned down, the fire raged. For 40 days and in 40 ways.
Oh my god, I love this. So, I first heard the streets when I was drinking at my student residence bar in Germany. And as soon as I heard it, I'm like, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? Tell me what the fuck this is. Oh my fucking god. It was the album before this one that I heard, but in Germany, but...
The war's over, the bells ring. Memories fading, soldiers slain. Looks like geezers raving. The hazy fog over the bull ring. The lazy ways...
I already probably got a copyright claim. But anyways, I don't know, does anybody want that link to that playlist? What else is on that playlist? Some Shakespeare for sure. What? Mozart's Final Opera? Why is that on there? I think I might have accidentally added that to that playlist because that has nothing to do with vocals. I mean, well, wait. Or is this the Queen of the Night's aria? Oh, that's why. This fucking guy. Something Cowell. I can't remember his first name. This British character actor has been in so many things. But I really like...
Dish.
No. Ding, ding, ding. Where the...
Lovey-dovey would be my most tasty little dish. Be my most tasty little dish. Be my most tasty little dish.
Fuck. I'm a vocal nerd, guys. I'm a geek for the voice.
A sweetheart or a pretty little wife is Papageno's.
All right, I'm gonna get a copyright strike. Okay, all right. What else do I have on that? Willem Dafoe monologue. Oh my God, The Lighthouse. That is the. Oh, come on! I gotta at least play a little bit of it. Oh, it's so good.
Steak! I want a goddamn steak! Howl in his fury, black waves teeming with salt foam, to smother this young mouth firm. His coral-tined trident screeches banshee-like in the tempest, and plunges right through your gullet!
Alright, I gotta stop doing this because I'm gonna get fucking in trouble with YouTube. Is anybody interested in having a link to this playlist of things which I find inspiring if you are trying to cultivate your voice, friendly Joe? How do I link to it? YouTube doesn't let you share, doesn't facilitate the sharing of playlists very well. Try this link and let me know if it works for you, please. Anyways. Oh, what? Herr Dr. Monk. 1832. I fucking drank Spaten beer right now. I'm fucking drinking Spaten. Oh my God, it's been a while since I drank Spaten. Spaten, es tut mir leid. Meine Aussprache ist sehr scheiß geworden, weil ich habe nicht Deutsch gesprochen. Viel lange Zeit. Okay, sorry. Tut mir leid. The beer store. I'm just happy that they have Hackeshort beer store right now. Ja, das tut mir gut. Das gefällt mir, weißt du. Sorry, now I'm alienating everybody who doesn't speak German. Do they have Spaten anymore? Do they have Spaten anymore at my local beer store? Loading. Unfortunately, this beer is not currently in stock in the Elliott Lake fucking place where you're shopping, you fucking asshole. Why don't you move out of the stakes, you fucking prick? Anyways, okay, so, now here is a fucking quintessential vocal warmer for you. Or vocal inspirator, or whatever. Ja, mach es! Mach es schnell! Geh weiter! Was? Was zum Teufel ist verdammt? Was ist los mit der? Okay, alright. Alright, you know what? I think I might be pushing the limitations of my shitty internet connection a little bit too far. Ein bisschen zu weit, vielleicht. Oh my God. Herr Doktor, you just got me speaking German. Okay, anyways. Almost finished mein 6th Bier. Ausgezeichnet, mein Freund. 1, 2, Polizei, 1, 2, Polizei, 3, 4. I can never remember it. Anyways, 5, 6, alte Hex. Ich will sagen, 5, 6, alte Hex. Okay. What is this Tom McDonald? Is this some rapper that you want me to check out, even though I told you I, for the most part, fucking despise rap music and it makes me want to puke? Alright, then. Alright. Is this guy with 3 million subscribers that you're talking about? Is this the guy? Is this the guy that you mean, Jesus? Oh, plus, Monarch King says, how some sounds have effects on your brain with vibration also, and also lighting, kind of goes back to your cat and how he pukes. Yeah, well, we are all emotionally sensitive human beings, and if you're not, well, then you might have, autism, and there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, but anyways. Hey, Cypher's Basement! Yeah, usually when you get drunk, you aren't against putting your ear to the streets to hear what? To hear hip-hop and rap? Yeah. Cody Eyes! Kommt zurück. It's good to see you again, Cody. I thought I lost you. I thought that I lost you for a minute there. I lost Cody Eins. Move out of the sticks, you fucking prick. Oh, you've been here for a while, I see. In Quebec, you can bring your dog to work, but only if it speaks French. I'm pretty sure my cat doesn't understand German. All my cat understands is coddling and petting and sweet, soft, dulcet tones. Baba, come. Oh, if I start doing it, he might actually come. What? I can eat now? Please, sir, can I have some more? It's really sometimes frustrating for me when I'm kind of like high energy and like goal oriented and I'm doing my own thing. And I forget that I have to stroke him and pet him and cuddle him and love him. Otherwise, he won't eat. And that sucks. Like, sometimes that is really frustrating. But anyways, it's the way he is. And I'm sure, like that Massive Attack lyric, I was looking back at you to see you, looking back at me to see me, looking back at you, where there's this thing with pets, where, if you're a fucking angry person, the dog will become really angry, and then the dog's anger might piss you off, and you become angry, and then there's a pretty, I don't want to say famous, but a pretty well-known Bill Burr podcast excerpt about him talking about that, how he didn't understand that his anger, he's a pretty angry guy, was making his dog angry. And then it was just going back and forth. I'm not even going to try to retell Bill Burr's story about that. It is fucking hilarious. Look up Bill Burr dog trainer or something. But with me and Bubba, I think it's this anxiety thing. You know, I've got a lot of stress and anxiety. There's a difference between the two, but they feed in. Anyways, but he was already a very anxious cat, which is probably why I fell in love with him, or at least had such massive pity for him. Seeing him in the SPCA, they actually pulled him out of the cage, you know, his asshole prolapsing because he was starving, his ribs showing. You don't often see a cat's ribs. And they put me in a room with him, and I'm petting him, and he's all anxious and nervous, but he clearly wants to cuddle, but he can't because he's scared. He's scared that if he cuddles, I'm going to fucking whap him across the face or something. And I felt so bad for him. I'm like, this cat is going to die. Nobody else is going to take him. He doesn't like to cuddle. He's afraid. He's so anxious. I'm like, oh, I better take him. And in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, James, but you want a pet that you can cuddle with. This cat, I don't know if this cat is ever going to be cuddly. And to be honest with you, here we are, 8-9 years later, and he still doesn't really cuddle with me, and it sucks. He's a little bit better if the conditions are right, if it's a very quiet day, and I'm very calm and just woke up or something, then he might come and sit on my chest. Growing up with cats, that's one of the things that I love about cats, when they come and sit on your chest. I love that. It's so warm and cuddly. He rarely does that. And, oh, God forbid I have to sneeze or blow my nose. He runs a million miles away. And I ran so far away. So he's needy as fuck. But I think, I have to admit, probably a little bit of my anxiety. He mirrors that. And then he's not eating because he's having anxiety, and that makes me anxious. And I was looking back at you to see you, looking back at me to see me, looking back at you. You've seen in some of my videos when I turn the tap on in the kitchen, and he goes to drink from it, and then he'll stop, he'll back away, and he'll look back at me He'll look back at me to make sure that I'm standing there condoning his actions. Or that I'm totally out of the picture, so nobody's watching, I can drink the water. It's so sad. Love is the wrong word, but I would kind of sort of like to meet the fucking assholes that fucked him up like this. What the fuck did you do to him? You know, supposedly his name that they gave him was written on his cage at the SPCA was Cosmos. You know why? Because he's jet black and he was covered in dandruff. Oh, it's like little stars. The dandruff. We'll call him Cosmos. The dandruff was because of anxiety. His fucking asshole was prolapsing. His ribs were showing. You know, he was severely underweight. He was about to die. And he was covered in dandruff. All anxiety related. You know, and I'm looking in his cage and he's got a full bowl of food, but he's afraid to eat it. Is it okay if I eat it? Is it a trap? Is it a trap? If I eat it, is somebody... You know, there are fucked up people out there that like to do shit like that. When a cat is eating, just go up and fucking kick him. You know? And if you hurt what's mine, I'll sure as hell retaliate. I was looking back at you to see you looking back at... Oh, wait a minute. That's kind of rap, too. But not really. Trip-hop isn't really hip-hop. I remember trying to explain trip-hop, like Massive Attack and Tricky, to, like, some of the ghetto fucking... Look, guys, some of those fucking losers that are never, ever were gonna go anywhere in life that I grew up around in the projects. Yes, that's a thing. The suburbs of Toronto, there are projects. I remember trying to explain trip-hop and like, okay, what the fuck is that shit? I don't listen to that fucking shit. You that fucking... I can't even use the words that they use when they talk because I would definitely get a hate speech strike on this channel. By simply reporting the way that they talk. Yo, guy, that's fucking shit, yo. Only fucking listen to that shit, yo. Fucking, what you say English? Some fucking English people doing trip-hop? That fucking bullshit, guy. Fucking stupid shit guy. Anyway, alright. James, could you be a little bit less bitter, please? Could you? Alright. What? Faye Knox? You listen to this hip-hop guy, this Tom McDonald? What? This is a song called Brainwashed? I was looking back at you to see you looking back at me to see me looking back. Why does it look like I've already listened to it? And if you heard what's mine, I'll sure as hell retaliate. Alright. I will check it out. I promise you. I will. You know I will. Said if only could make a deal with God, get him to swap our places, be running up that road, be running up that hill. And if you don't believe me, after the live stream is done, you can spy on me on Last.fm and you'll see that I actually will listen to the song. All right, let me try to get caught up on. Let me try to get caught up on the chat here. So it seems like even your commenters that hate rap like Tom McDonald, okay, man, I'll check it out. I promise you I'll check it out. Did you know that you are able to speak French when you have your mouth full with stuff like a big rock? Weißt du was, Herr Doktor? Ich denke, vielleicht du bist ein bisschen besorfen, vielleicht. Ein bisschen, ich meine, ich verstehe. Ich liebe nicht die Französisch, weißt du? Aber die Französisch sind besser als diese Quebecois. Okay, anyways. Got an email yesterday from Patrick. Yeah, I got that Patrick Brown email too. Nicola, I also got that. I right away went to that part at the bottom of the email where you can say unsubscribe. Oh, but they changed the wording. Click here if you don't want to hear from me anymore. Yeah, no, I don't want to hear anything from Patrick Brown's fucking campaign anymore. Did I delete that video off of my channel as well? Did I delete that video off of my channel? Because remember, I did a big fucking expose deep dive on what an absolute piece of fucking shite Patrick Brown is. And I know people who have lived around the Barrie area. And I know a girl. I know a girl from Barrie whose girlfriends, like female friends, have had to put up with Patrick Brown's slimy fucking creepiness. And it's amazing. The Canadian mainstream media now gives him a pass on that. Why? Because he's a bad candidate for conservatives. The Canadian mainstream media always covers for and talks up the worst conservative candidates. I hope I don't need to spell out for you why they do that. And the best conservative candidates that could actually save the fucking country and who actually have moral character and who don't have any fucking scandals under the belt, they ignore them or shit on them. Do I have to explain this to you? I'm sure that I don't. I'm guessing that I removed a bunch, I removed over 200 videos off of my YouTube channel whilst I was applying for government jobs, because I was afraid that, somebody responsible for hiring or interviewing or whatever, or vetting candidates, might find my YouTube channel and find all of this highly, hate speech, all this highly political, highly partisan stuff, and I might not get the job. I fucking regret doing that now. I so regret doing that now. In a way, that's me being guilty of a thing that I've been talking about a lot in the last couple videos. Don't sit on the fence, don't pretend to sit on the fence, and don't self-censor, because when you do that, eventually you get sucked over into their side. Like, as I talked about with iDebs recently. Yeah, so I don't see that Patrick Brown video. I guess I deleted it. Fuck. Well, it's still on BitChute. It's still on BitChute, right? Now, if I do a Google search, can we find that? BitChute, Patrick Brown, James Parson, yeah. James, because I'm pretty sure when you do a Google search for a BitChute video, I don't know. Oh, okay. Never mind. It's nice to be wrong. First hit, Patrick Brown, good riddance. This is a video.
Patrick Brown has
Yeah, okay. I'm good. I'm glad to see it still exists. All right. Nicola, I assume you saw this video that I did about Patrick Brown years ago. But anyways, if anybody's interested. Yeah, like I say, I know a girl who knows many girls who have had to act... like at nightclubs and parties, when they were just of age, or I'm not sure, I'm not going to go so far as to say they were underage, but when they were really young, I know... this is hearsay. I know a girl that knows other girls that had to deal with Patrick Brown coming up and being really sexually aggressive with them. I know we all want to, shit on this notion of toxic masculinity, but toxic masculinity is a thing. I know, because I'm occasionally guilty of it myself. All men can be, especially if you haven't gotten laid in a very long time. So I'm going to go ahead and make kind of an official apology for my last live stream. I was spending probably a little bit too much time looking at that young redhead girl in her 20s. She's in her 20s, okay? She's not a child. But I was probably spending a little bit too much time calling her fire crotch. Okay, alright. I was being toxic. I was being a toxic male. It happens, okay? See what I'm apologizing for? Okay? That pales in comparison to going up to very young girls at nightclubs and whatever and trying to leverage off of the fact that you're a politician and being sexually very aggressive with young women. That's what Patrick Brown is known for. Except that he's not known for that because the mainstream media no longer talks about that because the mainstream media is trying to fool normies into voting for him, as if that's how that works. As if any true conservative gives a shit who the mainstream media condones anymore. But I don't know, there are probably some weird people out there who maybe were on the fence and just barely have come over to the conservative side. but still think that they'll get a good picture of who a conservative candidate might be by watching the fucking CBC. It's possible. It's possible. Stranger things have fucking happened. Anyway. Check it out right now. What do you want me to check out right now, Herr Doctor? I don't want to get a copyright claim, especially for listening to something that I might not even like. Everybody's trying to tell me to watch this song, Brainwashed. Oh, or do you want me to check out the Patrick Brown video? I don't know what you're asking me. It's hard to keep up with the context of everybody's comments sometimes. Weißt du? Und ich bin nicht besoffen. Jetzt. Fast, aber nein. Well, there's a difference between being masculine and being a bit of a fucking creep. There are some women out there who like creeps, but it's a fine line that you gotta walk. It can be a fine line. Yeah, it could be a fine line. And then you got the simps that are, you could make the argument that simps are extremely masculine because they're obsessed with women. It's extremely heterosexual. But there's something about the way that they express their affection and obsession for certain women that comes off as surprisingly gay. It's this weird oxymoron or something, right? It's weird. But that's definitely not just toxic masculinity, but fucking dorks. Oh my god. Oh, I hope I've never come off as such a fucking limp dick fucking horny dork. How can you be limp dick and horny at the same time? I don't know. Soy and estrogen emulators in the food and in the water. That's how. There's something in the way. Ooh. Did you know that Germany wants the total military victory? What? Did you know that Germany wants the total military victory about Russia? Tut mir leid, aber ich habe nicht verstanden. Ich denke vielleicht, das war nicht gut Englisch, mein Mann. Ich kann nicht verstehen. Are you sure this Tom McDonald guy's music is copyright free? Are you sure? Are you sure, man? Something in the way. Ooh. Something in the way. Hör auf mit dem Scheiß. If that's true, it should say that in the description under the video. No, dude, look, this... When you see this under a video, that means there's a copyright on it. It's licensed to YouTube. And rev for a third party on... sorry, hold on. When you see something like this usually means it's copyrighted. It's licensed to YouTube by Andrev for a third party on behalf of Rebel Creative... Dude! I'll listen to it later. I'm not going to listen to it now. Stop trying to hijack my live stream, okay? Stop. Okay? I'm not taking requests. I'm sorry, I sound like a fucking asshole talking like that, but dude, I'll check it out later. If it's awesome, then in the next live stream, I'll fucking give you full props. I'll give you full props and we'll talk about it then. Okay? Oh my fucking god. Alright. You guys aren't gonna shut up about it. Alright, okay. I'm being a bit rude. You guys are really nice to come here and put up with my drunken bullshit, so... Okay, alright, let's fucking do it. Now, you realize what you just did. You hyped it up so much that there's no way I'm gonna like it as much as you want me to, okay? Alright, let's see. Alright.
The country fell asleep, but they scream woke. We're distracted by vaccines and TV shows. Politics, celebrity, gossip, popular, neat quotes. Black lives, white lives, which lives mean most? We only dedicate one day to remember our fallen soldiers, the men and women who died young. But if you come out the closet as Caitlyn Jenner, you're a hero and you get a whole Pride Month. The most dangerous pandemic's propaganda from these clowns. Only mask that's gonna save us is duct tape on their mouths. Don't speak. We don't need to defund police, need to defund the media who lies through their teeth like Big Pharma doesn't cure you, dog, cause every patient that gets cured is a customer lost, and big oil runs the world. The only...
Alright, I'm still gonna pause it and comment because that's just a good practice when you're reacting to stuff. Okay. Fuck, guys. Maybe you did try to explain that to me in the comments, but I'm not keeping up. But, okay. the lyrics are really red-pilled, and it's quite lyrical. Okay. Sorry that I doubted you. Do you understand how many times people have told me to listen to this song, listen to that song, and especially when it's hip-hop or rap, I just fucking hate it over the years, right? I was actually somebody one of the few true friends that I've made in Elliot Lake who no longer lives here, and I haven't seen him for many, many months. He actually stopped by earlier today before this live stream. That's why I'm actually a couple more beers in the bag than what you've seen in the live stream, because I was hanging out with a guy. I love him. And we were talking about this problem of, people are always telling you to watch this channel or watch that channel, and you're polite and you're nice and you watch it, and then you're like, I don't get it. And they're like, well, you got to watch his other videos. And it's like, oh my fucking God. And it's stuff like that, especially me as a YouTuber. Over the years, how can you imagine, over the past 6 years, how many fucking times people have told me, James, you gotta watch this, James, you gotta watch that. I appreciate it, I do. I'm not shitting on people, please continue to share stuff with me. But it can become a bit fucking overwhelming and exhausting, and I've mentioned it many times. I have like over 700 subscriptions. I'm subscribed to over 700 YouTube channels, and I'm willing to bet it's about 25% of those are channels that good, sweet, lovely folks, and I love you, like you, have insisted that I watch. So I'll like subscribe to it, or I'll watch one video and like it, so I subscribe to it, and it gets fucking overwhelming. Anyways, I see why you guys like him. This is pretty cool. Will I spend a lot of time listening to this guy? Probably not. Rewind what I just said 10 seconds ago. I subscribe to between 700 and 800 YouTube channels. I mean, I like that. It gives me a lot of stuff to sort through, to try to become inspired by, things to talk about, but it's also kind of fucking overwhelming. This is something I miss about Twitter when it was good, and something that I miss about Facebook when it was good. That you have a feed, and even YouTube, that you have a feed that shows you stuff that matters to you. Well, no longer the case. Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook has a feed of stuff that kind of sort of matters to you, but that they want you to see. Anyways, I'm getting off on a digression. Let's listen to a bit more then.
Wars to get fought are with the countries who have natural resources they want. Heard him claiming if a white man braids his hair and likes rap, he's appropriating culture. But if a white man acts too white, he's white trash, he's a racist, he's a bigot, he's a monster. Let's just have the conversation.
Yeah, I get a big kick out of that whole cultural appropriation thing, where if a person of color doesn't act white and instead acts in accord with some ghetto bullshit, that can backfire. Like, I guess I'm kind of talking against the right-wing counterpoints here, but it is generally understood. Like, look at Barack Obama. You could make arguments up, down, and across in every which way that Barack Obama was appropriating white culture. But he had to behave like that to get ahead, and sadly, he actually got really, really, really far by basically pretending to be a white guy. In a way, he openly talks about this in his autobiography, Obama. He's a bit of an actor, and he kind of plays into white stereotypes. This is kind of incoherent what I'm saying, but I guess what I really mean to say is any person of color who speaks English and dresses in a European or more traditional conservative North American or Anglo way or whatever, nobody talks about that. That's just the way it is. But when a white person has dreads and is into hip-hop, yeah, sometimes they get criticized for appropriating black culture. But you know what? I don't give a fuck about any of that discussion, actually, to tell you the truth, because it's such a weird, incoherent quagmire that at the end of the day, just fuck off. Just do what you like. Like, what really comes to mind is the cross-cultural appropriation between America and Japan. But when you look at it, it's not cross-cultural appropriation. It's a cross-cultural dialectic. It's a cross-cultural dialectic. And it's not just America, by the way. The Germans, Herr Dr. Monk probably knows this. Germany has had as much of an influence on modern Japanese culture as America has. You ever wonder about all those sailor uniforms? The school kids wearing sailor uniforms? At the time when Japan was westernizing, that's what was popular amongst school kids in Germany. Yeah, not in America, not in England. Anyways, guys, okay, Fine. Now, I'm not in the mood to listen to any more of that. It's fine. It's cool. It's good. Yeah, good message. Nice. Yeah, but what I think I gotta do right now is grab another beer. Ja, ich brauche noch ein Bier, man. Verdammt. Es ist genug gute verdammte Lieder, you know. Oh, ich will nicht mehr hören von das. Oh, tut mir leid. Es tut mir leid. Ich kann nichts sehen. Okay. Please. Oh my god, I'm so sorry, guys. Oh my god. I knew that was gonna happen. I'm so sorry. Oh my god. I'm so sorry. Be right back. I'm sorry, I'm such a shitwit. I'm going on and on about how much I hate when people don't watch their audio levels, and I just did that. I'm sorry. Was anybody listening on headphones? I'm so sorry if I just blew at anybody's fucking eardrums. Anyways, hey, Herr Doktor, zum Wohl, Mann. Zum Wohl, was kannst du sagen? We may not have Spaten at the local beer store anymore, but guess what? Do you know this one? What am I saying? There's like fucking 10,000 different brands of beer in Germany, so it's not like some kind of admission of non-Germanness if you don't know this one. Hackeshaw, zum Wohl, man, skål. Hey, tyrannical. Tyrannical doesn't like your hip-hop that you guys are trying to, making me forcing to listen to it. Tyrannical says this is fucking cringe. Boomer meme lyrics. Shh, Tyrannical, we must be nice. We must. Shh. Yeah, I know. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be listening to that guy again. It's okay. I understand the appeal. Oh, okay, let's move on. Yeah, I keep on speaking German today because Herr Doktor showed up. Yeah, you want to listen to some hip-hop that I'm sure he hates as much as I do, because anybody who's ever lived in Germany, especially about 10 years ago, 15 years ago, fucking heard this over and over and over. But I don't know. Jein. Es ist 9 Sekunden. I can't remember the lyrics, but...
Ihr wisst, dass ich meiner Freundin treu bin, ich bin brav, aber ich traf eben my first love. Ich dachte nur im Schlaf, doch auf sie war ich schon immer scharf. Den Blick an, soll ich's wirklich machen oder lass ich's lieber sein?
Hast du Lust auf Schweinerei? Nein, ja, ich mein, nein. Ja, nein, ich mein, ja, anyway, sorry.
Ich pack meine 7 Sachen und dann werde ich mich zu meiner Freundin begeben. Denn wenn man ehrlich besteht, sind solche Läden haben wir eher spärlich gesehen.
Alright, genug von dem... Hör auf mit dem Scheiß! Oder? Herr Doktor, was denkst du... was denkst du über fucking fettes Brot? Anyways. Hey, Doctor, yeah, and I'm a person that's been, pretty concerned about fashion. I like to look not ugly. I like to look also, let's not go into it, but yeah, despite how fucking ugly Birkenstocks are, yeah, dude, I really do need them, because between my dead flat, like a duck, dead flat feet, and my Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, and my hypermobile joints, and my sciatica, and sacroiliitis, and my hyperextended popping knee, and my multiple times sprained ankles. Yeah. The cork insoles of Birkenstocks would be tremendously helpful, as are another certain. How come it seems to me mainly the Germans that get footwear right? Doc Martens, the original really good ones, German. Birkenstocks, German. Fuck, is New Balance German too? Fuck. Anyways, I don't want to go off on a rant about my health problems, 'cause I know your friend's a man, and you know I'm not bullshitting, Sonny Jim. So if you'd like to send me some money to go towards the Birkenstocks, I've already raised $40. Well, just under after PayPal took its fees. I've already raised $40 off of yesterday's video for the Birkenstocks. They cost about $160 after tax, so we're a quarter of the way there. So if anybody wants to help me out, yes, indeed. Yes, Slay Queen, yes. You know, something I realized, when I work on the thumbnails for my videos, I enjoy it sometimes more than making the video. I don't want to say that. But I really enjoy photo editing. I really enjoy just fucking around and playing. Like, some of you guys, I'm sure, saw that thumbnail from yesterday's video. I'm sure people will see that and think that it's like, again, you're seeing it much smaller than that. Like, it's like, like this. I believe that I've developed a certain set of skills when it comes to making good thumbnails. I think my thumbnails are really awesome. Doesn't make a difference if nobody even sees the thumbnails because YouTube is throttling me. But whenever I make a thumbnail, I look at, does it look good small? Does it look at least interesting small? Well, I guess maybe this one didn't, but I spent way too much time cutting iDubbbz's girlfriend out. You can see I didn't do that good of a job, but again, usually it's small, you can't tell. And there are excellent applications. I used to have a pirated application plugin that plugged into Adobe Photoshop that made it easy peasy, so easy to simply cut somebody out of the background. Because this picture of her, there's like curtains and furniture, it was fucking chaos. And the magic wand tool in GIMP just does not cut it. Anyway, again, I'm talking shop. But I found my video had actually already finished uploading and I could have hit publish, but I took that extra time to cut out. I didn't really do that good of a job. And that's really old school, to actually go in with the paintbrush tool and try to paint around their skin manually when you've had too much caffeine in your system and you keep shaking. Anyways. But I just fucking enjoy it. Something about, making thumbnails that I enjoy. Like, you can see, here's an image that I sourced for today's thumbnail. So I got that and I flipped it, right? And then I put an old picture of me back when I was skinny. This is around the time when I got Bubba out of the SPCA. Really skinny, taking Adderall, kind of fucking insane. But anyways, stuck it on there and ran it through some various types. And I hated when I was working for a film director and I was doing this sort of work for him. He's like, okay, James, all right, I don't know why it takes you so much time to make these images because, you're just turning up the contrast or whatever. Dude, if you think this is just turning up, if you compare this to this and you think all I did was turn up the contrast, that's a perfect example of Dunning-Kruger effect, right? The guy's an award-winning film director, so he knows his shit when it comes to color grading and this and that, but he does not know his shit when it comes to Adobe Photoshop and GIMP and all this kind of stuff. Anyways, I digress, I suppose. I know I should be following the Julian Assange case. It's always gotten so weird and so strange, that whole case. I will not pretend to have an informed opinion about whether or not England will throw Assange to the wolves, to the US federal justice system. I fucking hope not. I hope not. Faynock says, can't remember the album. Oh, hold on a sec. What am I doing? Can't remember the album of Eminem I listened to. The one where he locks his girlfriend in the trunk. But is that the song that uses a clip from Dido? Right? Da-da-da-da-da-da. I really liked that Dido song. And then when I heard that a hip-hop artist, he didn't steal it. He totally gave her credit. But it always kind of irks me when hip-hop and rap artists use clips and loops and things from songs that I already loved. Right? Like Tom Tom Club, one of the most famous examples. I'm in heaven with my girlfriend. But anyways, there's that Dido song that Eminem used. Tears come down, I wonder why. Da-da-da-da-da-da. And it's not so bad. It's not so bad at all. I really like the original version of that song. What was that song called? Not So Bad? I'm hungover again. I'm late for work again. Blah, blah, blah. Fuck. But actually, that Eminem version, that song, I think that's what you're talking about. That is a good song, though. And he starts ranting about being obsessive and basically stalking this girl and being suicidal. It's pretty hard-hitting stuff. It's pretty fascinating. So, yeah, that's good. I can tolerate some Eminem. Okay. I can tolerate some hip-hop and rap. I want to get off of this topic, though, because I generally don't like it. You know, people that used to follow me on Twitter and on Facebook, you know, when I get really plastered, I start doing these DJ threads from sharing all these songs, and I invite people, yeah, share songs with me. I would always get a little bit fucking irritated when, check this out, and it's like this hardcore rap or something, and I'm like, please don't share rap with me, because I can't help but think in the back of my head, they're thinking, hey, what James, you black guy, you know, I'm gonna share this black music. In Germany, they actually call it black music. I'm saying hip hop and rap. In Germany, they just call it black music. Like in English, they call it black music. Like they're speaking German, they say, ich mag ein bisschen black music. I remember the first time I heard a German say that, you know, because that's one of the things, especially when I was younger, I would always ask people, you know, was für Musik magst du? What kind of music do you like? What kind of music do you listen to? I always hated when people would say, everything. I like all kinds of music. What a fucking cop-out. Everything means nothing. If you like everything equally, you like nothing at all. Anyways. But then when I was in Germany, and occasionally somebody say, yeah, black music. I really like black music. I'm like, black music? What the fuck does that mean? I don't know if Dr. Monk is still here, but you know that's something that people say, and it's like, so you mean like jazz? Blues? You mean like gospel? No, they mean fucking hip-hop. You know. Anyways. Enough. I don't want to keep talking about the black music, because, you know, at the end of the day, oh, never mind. Fuck, whatever. But tears come down, I wonder why. Like, here's another example of a thumbnail that I had way too much fun making. Right? With my fire crotch that I was expressing my toxic masculinity in the last live stream talking about her. I'm sorry. I'm not a creep. Or all men are creeps, but I have ADHD, and when I'm drinking, I'm too impulsive, and I wasn't self-censoring out the creepiness that I felt towards fucking fire crotch over here. Anyways, but I had a lot of fun making this thumbnail, and it's like, why? It, you know, you think about it, it's like the least important thing about a video, but in some ways, it's the most important thing, because people won't click if there isn't a thumbnail that gets them interested, so whatever. But at all events, auf jeden Fall, I just really enjoy doing this. I really enjoy putting together posters and things like this, you know, thumbnails, posters, whatever. Right? Remember that? So I found that image of Zelensky. I found that image of everybody, you love him, I don't know why. And then, you know, I just put that together, and I said, but it needs to pop. It needs to pop. Pop. Yeah, high dynamic range, yo. I didn't just turn up the contrast, okay, Jim, my former boss that I used to do stuff like this for. Yeah, James, you're making a big deal about doing that. All you're doing is like putting pictures together and turning up the contrast. That's not that. This versus this is not merely just turning up the contrast. High dynamic range is a little bit more involved. Anyways, whatever. James, nobody fucking cares. Nobody's fucking listening to you babbling on about doing shit with your fucking computer. Look at you, James. You're so fucking masturbatory sometimes. Alright. I'm really enjoying a Philip Jose audiobook. Philip Jose Farmer audiobook right now. Called Dark as the Sun. I remember when I was like, I don't know, 10, 11, 12, reading Philip Jose Farmer's, especially Riverworld series, where there's this planet where anybody who ever lived ever is resurrected on the banks of an endless river shore. We'll call it the Riverworld. And if you die on this new world, you just get resurrected the next morning somewhere else, randomly. So conceivably, if you walked or sailed long enough on this planet along the river that spirals around this massive planet, you could meet Hitler, you could meet Stalin, you could meet Roosevelt, you could meet your mom. You could meet anybody. Everybody's resurrected in their late 20s. Late 20s. All your food is provided for you 3 times a day. There are these giant mushroom-shaped stones along the riverbank, and everybody has this thing. Every time you resurrect, you have this grail thing. You just stick it on top of the mushroom, and 3 times a day it charges up with random crazy food. Sometimes you'll get food suited to a culture that you've never even heard of. It's just total luck. It's such a fucking cool series of books by Philip Jose Farmer. I know, Amel, I've waxed on about how important those books were to me as a kid growing up. You know, I would end up staying up until 2, 3 a.m. reading Philip Jose's Riverworld books when I was a little kid. I should have been sleeping. Obsessed with them. And then I would put the book down and try to go to sleep, but I couldn't, because my imagination was captivated by this notion that you could meet any historical character, any historical person that ever lived on the endless banks of the Riverworld. Oh my God. And so I'd lay there in bed just imagining. The protagonists for most of the books, the protagonist for most of the books is Captain Sir Richard Francis Burton, the man who went in search of the source of the Nile. Supposedly he spoke 32 languages and was the greatest fencer of his age. Recently I've become disillusioned with that. Probably a lot of boastful, toxic masculinity, dick-waving bullshit. But anyways, he was an extremely experienced explorer. He was the first non-Arab person to do the pilgrimage to Mecca. We're talking like the 1850s. So anyway, so he's the protagonist of most of the books. But in a couple of the books, the protagonist is Mark Twain Samuel Clemens. It's a river world with an endless river. So it makes sense to have a protagonist that was a riverboat captain. I love those books. I generally love Philip Jose Farmer. And I know Amel, oh, she's leaving. Oh, bye, Amel. Amel didn't like them because there's a lot of violence and there's a lot of action. There's a lot of fencing. Cyrano de Bergerac shows up in these books. In fact, he's one of the kind of main characters. So there's a lot of action. There's a lot of fencing. There's a lot of violence. Philip Jose Farmer also did his own version of like the Tarzan books and stuff. Anyways. So right now, before I fall asleep now, it's amazing fucking 30 plus years later, I'm still going to sleep with Philip Jose Farmer. And I'm listening to the audiobook version of this Dark as the Sun. It's set like 10 billion years in the future, so like all bets are off for believability. You've got crazy creatures and crazy technology, and but the Earth is more or less evolved into it's something between like Tarzan and anyways, I'm just mentioning it because this is the first time. I'm a huge audiobook fan. I spend so much time staring at computer screens and my TV out there in the living room. my eyes just get burnt out, and I need bifocals. So more and more over the years, I've become just a big fan of well-read audiobooks. And admittedly, sometimes there are books that I really, really want to consume, but the narrator is all wrong. Circling back to what I was talking about at the very start of this live stream, narration is a skill, and not all narrators are created or cultivated equally. Some narrators fucking suck. This is the first time that I'm listening to an audiobook read by a woman. Oh my god, James, you're such a fucking sexist piece of shit. You mean to tell me you've been avoiding audiobooks read by women? No. Female narrators don't tend to read the books that I like. I have never listened to an audiobook narrated by a woman until now. And it's fine. It's awesome. I love it. She's great. Beautiful. Wonderful. And this plays back into all this stuff I was talking about earlier about cultivating your vocal skills. Listening to audiobooks helps you be a better narrator. Listening to good narrators helps you be a better narrator. Just speaker in general, for sure. I've definitely seen the correlation between times when I'm listening to audiobooks and the quality of my speech in my YouTube videos. Anyway, James, this is also masturbatory. Okay, anyways, let's move on. Faye, did you watch the original David Lynch Dune, or did you watch the new Denis Villeneuve Dune? Because I fucking hate the soundtrack on the new Denis Villeneuve Dune, but everything else I love. And I pretty much love everything about David Lynch's Dune, except that he invented some things. Which one did you watch? And now understand that there's several different versions of David Lynch's Dune, and the best one is one put together by fans recently, like in the past 5 or 10 years. Which version of Dune did you watch, Faye? There's another good vocal warmer, The Litany Against Fear, which David Lynch invented, I believe. That's not in the original books, but it fit really well. The Litany Against Fear. Fear is the mind killer. Just give me the fucking litany. An ancient form of the litany exists in the Butlerian jihad. I must not fear. Fear is the mind killer. Fear is the little death that brings total obliteration. I will face my fear. I will permit it to pass over me and through me. And when it has gone, I will turn the inner eye to see its path. Where the fear has gone, there will be nothing. Only I will remain. And you repeat that over and over when you're feared. When you're afraid. When you're afeared. When you're scared. Are you scared? Now, I won't even look it up because I should be able to do it from memory. Is the Mentats litany. It's, how does it go now? Pida de Vries. Let me channel Pida de Vries. Pida. Where the fuck is OBS? There we go. See if I can remember. It is by It is by will alone I set my mind in motion. It is by the juices of that food that the lips acquire stains. The stains become a warning. It is by will alone I set my mind in motion. It is by will alone I set my mind in motion. It is by the juice of Safu that the thoughts acquire speed. The lips acquire stains. The stains become a warning. It is by will alone I set my mind in motion. It is by will alone I set my mind in motion. It is by the juice of Safu the lips acquire... Fuck, I'm fucking it up because I've had too much beer. This is the anti-Safu. This does the opposite of the juice of Safu. Right? Juice of Safu clearly seems to be some stimulant like, caffeine or dexedrine or something. It is by will alone I set my mind in motion. It is by the juice of Safu that the thoughts acquire speed, the lips acquire stains, the stains become a warning. It is by will alone I set my mind in motion. You don't know which Dune you watched? Well, was it the new one? Was it the new one, or was it the one with Kyle MacLachlan, or was it the one with the skinny little, tiny little French dude playing Paul? Here, man. Was it the 1980s Dune, or was it the Dune that just came out? I love them both. I mean, because this is a massive part of my childhood. I saw the movie, such as it was, before I read the book. And I read the book when I was like 9 or 10. Anyways. Yeah. I still prefer the soundtrack from David Lynch's Dune by Toto. Oh my god, James, it's so 80s. You know the band that did the, up here the rains down no, what is it? I bless the rains down in Africa. That band did the soundtrack for David Lynch's Dune, and I love it. To this day, I still love that sound. They really fucking did a good job. And Hans Zimmer fucked up the soundtrack for the newer one that you watched, Faye. I think so. I did a video about that. Dune is just goddamn my favorite book. I've read it at least a dozen times. I'm not even kidding. And so I was highly critical of it. I loved it. I think that Denis Villeneuve is a fucking one of the greatest living Canadians. He's a Canadian fucking treasure. He's so good. I love basically every movie that I've seen by him. I love every movie that I've seen by Denis Villeneuve. So when I heard that Denis Villeneuve was doing Dune, I was like, oh my god, yes, yes. And when I heard that Hans Zimmer, whose soundtracks I love, was doing the soundtrack, I was like, yes, yes. And then I watched the movie, and Hans Zimmer fucked it up. I hate what Hans Zimmer did with the soundtrack. The only thing I like about the music or the audio or the soundtrack of Dune, well, you know what it is. You know what it is, because I have the lyrics here saved in my notepad. Oh, sorry. Okay, I'm not even going to try doing it. I know it just annoys people. That was a winter pursuit for James Pawson. Throat singing and seasonal affective disorder. Okay, I'm not even going to. That I liked about the newer Dune. Was when we went to the planet of Seleucus Secundus, and there's all these human sacrifices, and it's all gray and overcast and depressing, and there's this weird priest guy standing at the top of this massive fucking thing, pillar, monolith, and he's just... that was fucking amazing. But aside from that, I think Hans Zimmer totally fucked up that soundtrack. And I'm glad that the second part to Denis Villeneuve's Dune has been greenlit. And I hope, for the love of fuck, that the soundtrack is better this time around. Because that really pissed me off. And I watched interviews with Hans Zimmer explaining why he made those choices. And it pissed me off. Because... yeah, so in the world of Dune, the women are the most powerful. So the women, they're this powerful force. And so that's why the female vocal is so powerful. It's like, dude, if you fucking read Dune, and supposedly Hans Zimmer did read Dune, you'd understand that female power in the universe of Dune is probably the most powerful power because of its subtlety. Its insidiousness. So having these weird, I don't know what that was, like Balkan or Eastern European women's voice choirs, where they're like shrieking and screaming like fucking banshees, that's not the Bene Gesserit power. That's not subtle and insidious. It sounds kind of Arab. It sounds kind of Orientalist, which is really way too obvious and on the nose for a movie mostly set in a desert. He fucked that up. He really fucked that up. That really took me out of the movie. Every time I all of a sudden heard this women's voice choir going, holy shut the fuck up. Oh my god, it's fucking headache inducing. For anybody watching, I mean, I felt so strongly about the shittiness of Hans Zimmer's soundtrack for the new Dune movie that I did a video on it. What was it called? Shift the Paradigm. Well, yeah, so it wasn't the sole focus of the video. Human considerations should be incorporated into your skill sets. That diversity of thought should be there, and it shouldn't be abhorrent. This video is more about what I like about Frank Herbert's take on intellectualism, and how we, in this modern era, given the fact that academia has gone down the toilet and become hyper compartmentalized, hyper-focused, masturbatory, and I want to say almost like autistic in a way. Frank Herbert's view of what it means to be truly intellectual and powerful intellectually is about crossing the bounds between different domains, which they like forcibly beat out of me, not physically, but for all intents and purposes beat out of me when I was in grad school, which is why I decided, one of many reasons why I decided I was not going to go on to my PhD, but anyways. But in this video, I also do mention that fucking horrible soundtrack anyways. Yes, sirree, Bob. Sonny Jam Joe Barbaroo, yeah. So, folks, the chat has gone kind of quiet. Okay, let me just get up. You know what? I don't even need to pee, and I don't even need a beer, but it's hard for me sitting still like this. And I see the chat has died down a bit, so let me just get up for a second and stretch my legs. Stretch my fucking gimpy fucked up legs for a second. Aye. But I'm gonna just make sure not to deafen anybody with my interstitial music. I don't know what this sounds like. Wait a minute. Okay. Be right back. I gotta stretch, guys. Well, blatant false advertising on my part. You know, I said I was going to talk about things happening in the news, things happening in the world, and I just have not done that today. All I'm really doing is just talking about myself and just interacting with you. And is there anything really wrong with that? I don't think so. I mean, I don't know. You know what? Like my friend that visited me earlier today before the live stream, we were talking about how overwhelming and depressing and shitty it is to constantly gaze into the abyss of current affairs. And it's not just how difficult it is to become well informed, but it's also looking at the countervailing narratives, the propaganda that comes out from both sides. And in the back of your head realizing, fuck, people are gonna fall for this, you know? Like, for the longest time, people like me, and many people like you, were talking about getting throttled, getting suppressed, getting censored, getting banned from the big tech platforms. Now that Elon Musk... No, and we would say that, and people would say, you're imagining things. You probably got banned because you're being an asshole. They're not shadow banning you. They're not throttling your content, James. You're imagining things. You're paranoid. Now Elon Musk buys Twitter, and all of a sudden, all the mainstream media is saying, he's gonna shadow ban people. He's gonna censor people on the basis of politics. Wait, you called all us right-wingers who said that was happening conspiracy theorists. You're making that up. Now that Musk has bought Twitter, you're saying that's what's going to happen? I thought you said that's not something that happens. You know, the double think. Like listening to the fucking Ottawa police and government, municipal government in Ottawa going on and this is about keeping people safe. We believe in freedom of speech and the right to peaceful protest. And then a couple sentences later, you do not have the right to protest about COVID. You just contradicted yourself within the space of fucking 2 breaths. The doublethink, the newspeak, the fucking mental gymnastics. What's so frustrating and depressing about it is that, you know, the average douchebag out there falls for it. Like, yeah. Rolling Thunder, the bikers are going to Ottawa, they're going to shut down businesses. No, they're not. Ottawa is not that much of a happening, hopping city. Having an event like the trucker convoy a couple months ago and this new one probably helps the businesses, helps them. But we've heard Canadian politicians, we've heard Canadian civil servants in name only. They don't serve us. Public servants don't give a fuck about serving the public. They serve their own interests. Again, language, doublespeak, newspeak, whatever. We've heard them recently going on about, you know, the convoy shut down businesses. You shut down businesses for the past 2 fucking years. And I also call bullshit on you. Anyway, see, this is the sort of thing people sign up for when they click on my videos. But you know what? It's just, it just gets exacerbating. I just get tired of it talking about it because you guys know this. I know it. You know it. Everybody knows. Everybody knows. That's how it goes. And everybody knows. See, Faye? Yeah, you know what I mean. You've been watching old westerns to take a break from the bullshit. Yeah, I've been watching anime. I've been watching adult Japanese cartoons. I've been watching Goblin Slayer. Really enjoying it. I wish there was more than 12 episodes. Oh, yeah. I know what you mean. There comes a time when as sane as you are and righteous as you are and as willing as you are to confront the evil that's taking over our country and the West and our world at large and all the fucking commies and the fucking Great Reset fucking scumbags, and you're gazing into the abyss and you're calling people out on their double thinking, you're calling people out on the basis of critical thinking, as good as you are, as much as you spend your time and energy not falling victim to that cliche but great saying, all it takes for evil is for a good person to do nothing. All it takes for evil to triumph is for a good person to do nothing. Having said all that, fuck, man, it gets to be a bit much, mate. You gotta take a break, hey? That's funny, Faye, that you brought that up. I was thinking I might want to watch Paladin. That's an old western, Faye. Do you know Paladin? Have gun will travel, reads the card of a man. Paladin, Paladin, where do you roam? Paladin, Paladin. Do you know that old show? I feel like watching it for some reason. Well, I've kind of mentioned it in past videos in weird, oblique ways. But yeah, my escapism right now is an anime. Goblin Slayer. I'm really enjoying Goblin Slayer. So. Global News pushing jabs for 5 and under. Yep. And you know, the jabs that they're pushing are jabs that were already manufactured months and months ago. They're not new vaccine. Okay, shh, jabs, you're gonna get in trouble. Shh. You can't spread misinformation. All right, whatever. Tyrannical says, not only that, but how suddenly, when Musk got ownership of Twitter, how suddenly famous right-ringers magically get thousands upon thousands. Right. Yeah, that's a good point, Ty. Now, I tried to reinstate or whatever, reopen my Twitter account, and it just freezes. So it's too soon, James, too soon. Here, let's see what happens. Let's go to Twitter. Yeah. Now let's hit the icon. Yeah. Now let's say sign up. No, sign in. I have an account. It's my Orc Posson account. Right. Oh, fuck. All right. Yeah, okay, let's go. Sign in. Sign me into Twitter. Let's go. And this is what happens. It just freezes. It just fucking freezes. So I guess I'm not there yet. I guess I can't open my... But anyways, Ty, I know what you're saying. I've heard about that. Like, so it seems to be that the Twitter engineers, those fucking dorks, are trying to, like, it's... Okay, this is maybe a bit of a harsh analogy, but when the SS realized that the Allies were on their doorstep, people that were living in concentration camps said all of a sudden the SS running the concentration camps became as sweet and nice as you please. All of a sudden, these SS fucking Nazi scumbags that were torturing them, literally killing them with impunity, doing every heinous, brutal act you can think of, all of a sudden they were really nice. And that's when the people living inside of the camps realized, oh, the Allies must be close. Anyways, it's a bit of a brutal, harsh analogy, but all of a sudden, the people that work in Twitter, the SS, the liberal SS that run Twitter, realize, oh shit, the Allies just got here, Elon just bought us. We better ease up some of this algorithmic bullshit that we've been doing. We better ease this up. Now, all of a sudden, people that already, for example, subscribed to Ben Shapiro, but he couldn't see their subscriptions in his numbers, or follows in his numbers. Oh, there they are. Oh, yo, they were there all along. It was just a glitch. It was just a glitch. Yeah, I know, Tyrannical. This is what's happening on Twitter now. All of a sudden, people who have things to say that those fucking hyper-liberal fucking dork, loser, asshole, fucking prick morons that run Twitter, or have been running Twitter, still do, all the people that they were suppressing, all of the people that they were shadow banning, they're just like, oh no, it was just a glitch. There they are. And all of a sudden, people like Mark Dice, Ben Shapiro, countless right-wing people who managed to not get deleted off of Twitter, virtually overnight, within the last 48 hours, oh, all of a sudden I have 10,000 more followers. All of a sudden I have fucking 40,000 more. It's like crazy. It's a tacit admission of guilt. You know, and I got banned because I got to be a little bit too aggressive and mean arguing with people. I guess that's why. I don't know. They never gave me a proper explanation. You know, I log in. If I do manage to get past this nonsense and I get into my Twitter, then it just shows me, your account is suspended and this is why. And then they just give the TOS. And it's like, point me to what part of the TOS I violated. But I know it's probably because I got in an argument with somebody about a certain mosque with certain extremist Muslim imam. Oh, shh. And it got heated. And the next day, my account got suspended. And it has been suspended now for, 3 years? 4 years? Fuck. But I probably wouldn't have gotten so emotional and upset arguing with all the fucking assholes that Twitter promotes and coddles and nurtures. I probably wouldn't have gotten so angry and emotional if it wasn't for the fact that Twitter cultivates and promotes and nurtures only the left. They kind of manipulate some of us. They kind of manipulated some of us into losing our shit and going fucking nuts. Because I had like 800 followers on Twitter. I was well on my way to becoming one of those people, I don't want to say with a blue check mark, but you know, sometimes I would tweet stuff and it's like, hello, Hello? Anybody see my... How can I have 800 followers, then I tweet something and there's not even one like? Not even one comment. Similar story as to what's been going on here on YouTube. So my account was never terminated, it was never deleted, it was just suspended. And it's been in this fucking... Any Star Wars geeks out there? What's that thing called where the fucking Han Solo was in that? That's what it's like for me. Carbamite? Is that what it is? No, Carbamite, that's Star Trek. Whatever, anyways. I've been in suspended animation on Twitter for years. I'll give it some more time. Give her some time. I don't even know what I'm singing. Give her some space. I don't know what this song is. I think it's Bjork. Anyways. This might sound grotesque. Oh, please share. I always like hearing other people be grotesque because I often accidentally fall into being grotesque myself. But if people are normally like this, then I kind of understand why politicians see them as tools. Yeah, I know, I've had that thought in my head several times. When you see how lemming-like, how sheep-like, how pliable, how tractable the average person is, can you blame politicians for looking down upon us like we're not really even human beings? But here's the thing. There's outliers. There's only 8 of you watching right now, and there's 1 of me. So here's 9 of us. Here's 9 of us who are outliers. But it's like they get into the habit of expecting people to be pliable and sheep-like. So then when they see people like us, Ty, that doesn't make them reevaluate their viewpoint, their Ausblick, to use a German word, of people. That just makes us look abhorrent and they need to get rid of us. It's fucking sad. It's fucking sick. Instead of adjusting your worldview to accommodate the fact that there are people, that there are examples that fall outside of your worldview, you just try to get rid of those people. Try to get rid of those examples. There's another example of a certain psychological bias that I bring up time and again. I brought it up in the last live stream, but here we go again. It's another form of confirmation bias. When you have these public servants who do not see themselves as servants, they see themselves as a new aristocracy, as a new elite. Kings and queens and princes and princesses. They see themselves that way. That's how they justify giving themselves raises. That's how they justify ripping us off. That's how they justify embezzling money and insider trading. In America, you know all about that. All the Congress people that have been guilty of what amounts to insider trading. When you make laws that affect companies and then you trade for or against those companies, that's basically insider trading. They've been getting away with it. They don't see that as anything bad. They don't see that as something to be ashamed of. They see that as, but we're above. And I don't know if they explicitly say this inside of their fucked up heads, but subconsciously somewhere this is happening. But we're the elite. We're the rulers. We're entitled. We're entitled to a little bit of extra money. So what? So what? These fucking scumbags. So it becomes very, I hate to keep using the SS concentration camp guard analogy, but how could, and even the Sonderkommandos, the Jews that were used to police the camps, how could these people be so brutal? How could they, shoot a woman's baby in front of her? How could they, torture somebody? How could they make somebody march for miles in the snow without shoes? How could they do these things? It's shockingly easy for human beings to convince themselves that they're better than others. And on that basis, they can start to do things that are fucking shockingly abhorrent. Shockingly abhorrent. James, are you saying that Canadian and American politicians, especially on the left, are in some way analogous to SS concentration camp guards? Yeah, I am saying that. In some way, anyways. I've brought it up many times. This guy that ran CSIS, which is Canada's version of the CIA, sort of. The Canadian Spy Agency, CSIS. I think his name is Fadden. Years, like many years ago. After he retired, he was just going around openly talking about the fact that the Chinese Communist Party has infiltrated every single level of the Canadian civil service and even business community. And so he got called before like a tribunal in Parliament, in the House of Commons, and I'll never forget these two fucking, I believe they were Liberals, I'm pretty sure they, anyways, these two Quebec MPs, right? And the one was like, how can you say this? You are making an accusation against an entire class of people. They're talking about civil servants. An entire class of people? You're making accusations against an entire class of people. A class. And I remember hearing that. And that's when I was studying politics. And I'm like, wait, what? Canadian politicians and civil servants believe they are a class apart. They are a different class. An entire upper, obviously they think of themselves as an upper crust class of Canadian society. Pardon the fuck me? Civil service should be populated by people from all classes. Oh, no. Once you're in the civil service, you are your own class. Class of fucking elitists. Class of corrupt motherfuckers. But no, we're not corrupt. We're a separate class. We have different rules. Different things apply to us. Like you're the fucking aristocracy? Like you're a fucking aristocracy from pre-revolution France? You fucks? Oh, sorry. Getting angry. Getting fucking angry thinking about it. You know? And you see people who were just plebs or whatever getting elected suddenly. Like that Miriam Monsef. That's one good thing that came out of the recent Canadian election, that Miriam Monsef got voted out. The spending, the corruption. They think they're a class apart. Your rules don't apply to us. Different rules apply to us because we're the ruling class. I mean, public servants. Yeah. Anyways. So, of course, I mean, you gotta wonder, too. Oh my god, these people were stupid enough to vote for me? I guess I can get away with anything. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez comes to mind. Somewhere in the back of her mind as she's falling asleep at night, she must be thinking, holy shit, I can't believe I'm a congresswoman. What the fuck? People are really stupid. Let's see what else I can get away with. CSIS has your DNA. You know, CSIS probably has all of our DNA. There's probably a lot of entities out there that have our fucking DNA. Yeah. All right, I brought this beer out the last time I went for a pee, but I gotta go replace it because it's probably gotten warm. Yeah. All right, before I piss again, before I piss you all off, and you won't leave me. My friends have left me. Nobody loves me. Nobody loves Comrade Parson. Is AOC merely an idiot? Yes, AOC is merely an idiot. Yeah. And now I will go so far as to say the answer to that question about Justin Trudeau, yes. They're just puppets. They're just puppets. They don't really have a greater plan. They are merely puppets of a greater plan. So it looks like malice. It's not really. They're just really fucking dumb. Really fucking dumb. There's movies made about that. There's a Japanese movie called Kigamashi. Kind of like that. I'm going to go ahead and pee and grab a cold beer and put that one back in the fridge. Please don't be loud.
These civilizations are incredibly advanced, using technologies that interface with consciousness, and that we can make contact as civilians. We do not have to wait for the governments to do it. The universe is really folded within each one of us. That the entirety of the cosmos is accessible through each and every individual's mind, connecting to the great mind, the great spirit.
Yeah, yeah, Sonny Jim Joe Ballroom. Yeah, yeah, alright, yeah. Okay, diddle-diddle-diddle. That's what fucking R&B sounds like to me. It's just a bunch of vocal masturbation. Yeah, 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 meow, meow, yeah. I remember, when did that shit become fucking popular? I think it was when I started university. I think it was like the early 2000s. Everybody was listening to fucking meow, 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 meow. I was like, shut the fuck up. Say words. Say fucking words. Right? It was so masturbatory, vocal masturbation, right? And people that will hear that, I'm like, oh my god, James has actually got a really good voice. He's really pulling it off. It's like, no, that's shite, right? Yeah, 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 baby. Oh no, yeah, yeah, yeah. Just shut the fuck up. That's what I heard when I would listen to like Christina Aguilera. But what's fucked up now is 20 years later, I miss Christina Aguilera. I miss that shit. And then there were examples where it actually really was authentically fucking impressive. Nicola Amel is gone now. She connects with me when it comes to the vocal stuff. But I mean, but somebody who actually was talented on that score was Alicia Keys. Right? I keep on falling in love. Anyway. What's this? Ty what? Oh yeah, led out of courtroom into the bowels of the courthouse. You were handed a card to give them a sample of your blood. Oh my god. And if you refuse, they can take it by force. That's fucked. Oh my god. Comrade Parson, why are you surprised that your fellow comrade Faynox should say such a thing? Are you really surprised, Comrade Parson? Are you really surprised that we want your blood, sweat, and tears, Comrade Parson? So that we can put you into a database. So that we can control you better. It's for your own good, Comrade Parson. You clearly can't control yourself, Comrade Parson. Look at you getting drunk in front of the world. You can't control yourself. Let us control you, Comrade Parson. And in order to do that better, we need your DNA. We need your fucking DNA. It's for your own good. I remember when I got arrested for having half a gram of weed. Half a gram of weed in 1996, I believe it was. And the cop even said, I would let you off, but you're on private property. Oh, that's the... What the fuck? That didn't even make any sense. I was sitting in the food court at Square One. I was 16 years old. 16 or 17. And I was sitting with some douchers from some Catholic school, some local Catholic school. And I was like, hey, man, I made a pipe. I'm like, what? I'm like, yeah, I made a pot pipe. Yeah, right. I'm like, yeah, it's in my pocket, but I'll show it to you outside. And this one douche is like, hey, yeah, let me see. And he reaches into my pocket and pulls it. I'm like, what the fuck? Dude, don't do that. Little did I know, the milquetoast fucking just douchebag fucking ridiculously sheltered, hyper conservative, but in the bad sense of the word, security guards were watching us. They were always watching us in the food court because we were these teenagers with the spiky blue and purple and red hair back when that was actually cool and not a sign of being fucking mentally challenged. Well, to them it was, though. So I guess they saw that the asshole pull that pipe out of my pocket that I made out of a pen and a piece of copper tubing. A copper elbow. So I get up, finish my cigarette, I get up. 6 security guards surround me. Okay? 1996, Square One, second biggest mall in Canada. That was our hangout. That was one of the few things you could do when you had no money. We would sit there and buy a coffee or buy a small meal from one of the food court vendors, and we just sit there and sit there and sit there. Security guards had such a fucking axe to grind. Because we were goths, we were freaks, we were punks. And admittedly, some of us were a little bit too crazy. Anyways, 6 security guards show up. Because this asshole, this Catholic school fuck, thought it was funny to reach into my pocket and pull out the pipe I had in my pocket. Pot pipe. How times have changed. 20 years later, the idea of getting arrested because somebody saw that you had a pot pipe. 6 security guards, 1 to my left, 1 to my right, 1 in front, 1 in back, and 2 for backup, walked me. This is 1996 because I was young. I know I was young, and I was too young and dumb to realize they had no right to force me to go back to the security guard office. I could have simply said, get out of my fucking way. You're not cops. You haven't arrested me. Move out of my fucking way, and I'm leaving. But I was a kid, and this was fun for them, right? I don't have to go into how pathetic security guards are, and a lot of you know, unfortunately, one of the few jobs that I could get between my university degrees was being a fucking security guard. Wannabe fucking cop, fucking incompetent, fucking losers, fucking lowlifes. So anyways, these six fucking security guards escort me. I'll find a picture of myself from that time too so you can see. These fucking 6 security guards escort me to a holding cell. Why the fuck do they have a holding cell? Like with hooks, like these shackle things on the wall to shackle me to. They didn't shackle me, but it's like, what the fuck? Okay, actually, now that I'm older and now that I've worked in security, okay, I know. Honestly speaking, being a security guard in a mall is one of the fucking most brutal security details that you can get. I understand that. But skinny ass little me, because I was wearing a trench coat and I looked like a bit of a freak, they thought that they needed 6 guards to carry me, to escort me to their fucking holding cell. Well, they called the cops and they called my mom. So the cop shows up and he's like, so what does he have? Pot pipe and half a gram of marijuana. Half a fucking gram. And then, of course, my mom shows up. Oh, yeah. She's just immediately just bawling and crying, right? And you know what he doing? He's smoking cigarette by the window, Yeah. And the cop's like, yeah, he's smoking out of the window. Yeah, no, he take the curtain and he put the chair by the window and he put the curtain around himself and he's smoking. And the cop's like, yeah, all right, yeah, okay, yeah, he's smoking out the, yeah, okay. Oh my god. And the cop is just like, and I'm crying. I'm a kid. I'm 16 years old. I'm getting fucking arrested. Because I have half a gram of weed on me. And a pot pipe that I made myself. You know, these days you'd probably get fucking extra credit in high school for making your own pot pipe. It was cool. It was a nice looking pipe. Anyways. There, for the next 2 years, I'm in and out of court. Every time I go to my court date, okay, we're gonna go ahead and I don't remember the terminology. They just move it ahead. Well, we're gonna go ahead and move the docket. So every couple of months, I had to make sure to get up first thing in the morning and ride the bus for a fucking hour up to Brampton, up to the courthouse, just to go there and have a judge say, oh yeah, we're gonna defer this to a later date. 2 fucking years for a half a gram of weed, thanks to some overzealous, bored, jerk-off security guards at Square One. Supposedly, I'm still banned from Square One to this day. You're permanently banned, okay? James, you're permanently banned from Square One. Fuck off. Let me try to find a picture of myself from that time. Oh, man, come on, James. All that I ask of myself is that I hold it together. Yeah. All right, let's go through my pictures together. Oh, wait, hold on. You can't even see what I'm doing. Oh, it's Montreal, that's Georgia, that's after Georgia, that's my student card from just after. Even now, 2 years fucking later, in 1998, I got away from the goth stuff, I was more of a raver. Even then, I remember, I was still having to go to court. There's Mom. There's Mom. You know what he's doing? He's smoking cigarettes by his window and he pulled the card in it. And the cop's like, yeah, okay, ma'am. Yeah, I know. There's my stepdad. Fucking psycho. Did too much LSD. All right. There's the quintessential fire cross. Wait, where'd she go? This is probably giving people a headache. All right. You can see the fucking... Wait, hold on a sec. Your debt's paid off, but it don't feel you slip out the back and you're moving on. If you're on a bridge to nowhere, you're getting there fast. Put it in the past. Anyways, some of my students in Georgia. Camping in high school, or just after high school. Yeah. Stuttgart. See? Hey, see? Sandals? I know that sandals can be goodly. I bought those sandals in Germany. Anyways. They're not Birkenstocks. I bought those at CNA's, kind of cheap fashion discount store in Germany. Yeah, you see what I'm talking about? The sandals. I should not have worn sandals on this crazy adventure that we went on through Switzerland, but there I am. Anyways. Fencing... modeling photos, my roommate in Germany, getting drunk at fucking 7 a.m. in the morning, high school, there's my mom, come on, man, oh, fuck, man, I can't, anyways, can't find the picture, it's somewhere mixed all up in these hair shits, alright, anyways. Yeah, that's paid off, but it don't feel good. I can find it. Hold on. You move out the back and you look out the back and you're moving on. If you're on a bridge, no way you're getting there fast. Putting in the past. Why wouldn't it be in bygone moments? Alright, that's what I looked like. Except that I would have had a long trench coat on. And yes, this was just before Columbine, a couple years before Columbine, but that's what I looked like. So yeah, those fucking douchebag security guards thought I was all kinds of evil. When they had me locked up in their fucking mall security guard holding cell, this black dude comes in, looks like a complete fucking Poindexter. He comes in with a camera. He takes a picture of me and he goes, "Where do you smoke your crack, man?" I'm like, what? What? Through my tears, since they've stolen my liberty, through my tears, I'm like, what? I don't smoke crack. But you know what I realized? They think that anybody that looks like this must be a crackhead. Like, hey, look at this guy. He looks fucking crazy. Let's be a crackhead. Oh, my fucking God, man. Anyways. Where do you smoke your crack, man? Where do you fuck your mom, man? Fuck you. Fucking douchers. Fucking security guards. And then years later, if you hadn't told me I'd go on to be one of them, because that's the only job that you can get when society doesn't really like you and you're kind of an outlier, yeah, you can be a security guard. Fuck. Working with security guards, oh my God, the amount of fucking incompetence in that industry, it is fucking unbelievable. It's probably not much worse than the amount of incompetence in policing. The fucking douchers that trampled that woman at the trucker convoy, the people that fucking were happy. You saw those text messages leaked before they moved in on the protesters. Some of them were just like fucking jerking off thinking about crushing some skulls. Anyways, I've talked about it too many times. Those least suited to wield power, the worst people to wield power, are the ones that most want it and end up getting jobs doing it. Whether we're talking about politicians or police or security guards, whatever. Or military. Hashtag not all, right? Hashtag not all. All right, folks, I see the chat has slowed down a lot. You're kind of just listening to me rant and tell stories, which I hope is enjoyable for some people. I don't know. I don't blame you if you don't find it enjoyable. I see that Dr. Monk has left a long time ago. I think he's really drunk. It's kind of late at night in Germany. So, hey, if anybody else wants to help me out with my fundraiser for Birkenstocks, I'd really, really, really deeply appreciate it. It would make such a difference to me. But otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and get moving because there's still a couple hours of sunlight left and I should really go out and make a healthy choice and get some sunlight. And if the weather is nice where you are, maybe you should do the same. Hey, friends. Hey, friends. But yeah, blatant misadvertising in my name for today's live stream. And usual news discussion. I barely talked about the news. It was just all about me, masturbatory James Pawson live stream. I'm sorry about that, guys. I don't know. What can I tell you? I have no friends. You're my friends. Sometimes you just gotta talk. So, I guess I'll just about leave it there. Thanks for being with me, whoever's still with me, and, I love you. I love you. I'll talk to you again real soon. Stay tuned. There'll be more videos as I ramp up, as the weather warms up. Snow yesterday, sunny today. There was a little bit of snow early yesterday morning, but sunny today, so I should really go outside. Go outside, come on. Tip for the day. Sunlight is only good for you if you get the UVB portion of the sunlight. All windows and windscreens and in cars block UVB. Isn't that nice? But it lets UVA through, which burns you. The only kind of glass that lets through the good sunlight is quartz glass, which you don't have in your window, in your home, or in your car. So the only real way to get the beneficial part of sunlight that causes your skin to create vitamin D, which we need to stay sane and to stay healthy, is by getting it directly on your skin. So I'm going to go out, sit in the gazebo, polish off a couple beers, talk to myself, be alone, but that's fine. Because I wasn't alone for most of the day, thanks to you, friends. Go out and get some UVB. All right. Cheers, friends. I love you. Talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.